So, I feel like it's time for me to officially give my thoughts on the game. I wrote a message on our community page on YouTube, and I also left a review on Steam for the game. However, it's time to talk about how I feel about the game and to let you know the plans moving forward for our channel. I want to clarify from the beginning that I never had any contact with someone at Sports Interactive, the company does not pay me to say anything about them, and unlike other content creators of the game, I wasn't even sent a pen with the FM logo. To that, it doesn't mean that I'm making this video out of spite. I'm making this video to keep our communication transparent and to talk about the future, short and long term. Honestly, I hate the state of things right now in terms of the game. Before the release, I thought everything was going to be the same as it was in the past years with FM releases. Advanced access, play around, full release and see you in January. But no, things are much worse than I ever expected. I'm not going to go into details and reiterate what happened until now, but I'll take you back to the FM25 talks. Back then, I was happy to see that the game might move in a new direction. But then it got cancelled, and even though I was unnerved at the beginning, I understood their reasons. In the end, I was happy that they chose not to release an unfinished game, unlike some other companies. However, we are in December 2025, more than a month after the FM26 release date, and the game is still being worked on. The game is still unfinished. Why? And I'm asking genuinely, why? Before the game release date, Sports Interactive started a hype train. Miles Jacobson, the studio's director, went to events, held interviews talking about the game, and how proud they were of how it was going and so on, just to release a game version full of bugs. We all said, okay, this is the beta version. They are going to fix it. But what they fixed on the date of the full release was the game without the beta watermark, still full of bugs, softlocks, and crashes. I watched and read several reactions about the game, most prominent being, in my opinion, the roundtable Dr. Benji made on his channel with Zealand, Work the Space and Lolujo. And I gather that most people feel the same way about the game. Personally, I don't like the UI of the game. For example, I honestly don't like it. I don't understand why it was built this way, and it's not only visual. Lolujo said in that roundtable video that he thinks people don't like this UI because previous games were played with different skins, and that he played it with the vanilla skin. So for him, the UI is better than the original FM24 one. I can understand that, but beyond the visual, there are features that don't work or don't make any sense. For example, why do I have to click 3-4 times to see the percentage of transfer budget I'm given? Or, how the was I supposed to know that the transfer preference for loaning out players was buried in the responsibilities section after I clicked 5 or 6 times? Thank God for second yellow card for posting where it was. This is a major feature for building a nation safe. I always said it so my players will be loaned out to clubs in the country I'm managing to streamline the process. These are just some examples of the UI functionality. There is also the one with the league table that doesn't show all the placements and you have to scroll, although there is space there to use to make it bigger. Or, when I have to extend the loans for the players already out to other teams, you only see 3 players from the whole list in a very small window instead of the whole screen. At least, now that can be sorted with one click. I guess it compensates for the visual. I'm not sure which of the features I just mentioned got addressed by SI in patches and which not. These are from the top of my head. I'm making this video now because I wanted to give the game a chance, but I have to admit, it is very difficult for me to get on the game. I only played about 20 hours so far. I think it's the threshold Miles Jacobson mentioned in an interview. People should play the game for 20 hours to get used to it or something like that. Let me tell you, it feels like a chore to me. The immersion is gone. I used to hop on the game for hours per day, getting lost in making shortlists, signing staff members, recruiting wonder kids. I once scouted the whole youth intake page in World and Transfer section in FM24. Now, I don't want to do that. I don't feel immersed in my save. I'm trying to use the pregame editor to modify some things for a new building a nation save to make it more immersive. But this is a question for Sports Interactive. Why do I have to create a database to feel immersed in a game I paid for? For example, I played FM24 for 2250 hours. Ignore the fact that it's uninstalled now, my laptop is quite full and can handle only one FM at a time. But think about it for a second. 2250 hours. That means 6 hours per day in a year if the year is 365 days long. I bought FM24 as a pre-order, so I have it for quite some time. The full game was released more than a month ago. So the hours I played in a month mean 10% of the time I spent in FM24 in a full year. There are things that I like about FM26, and I'm grateful that Sports Interactive implemented them. The new tactics screen, for example, godsend for someone that is into tactics as I am. The new match engine, brilliant. The variety of movements, passes and goals I have experienced is amazing. However, to get to the parts I like, I have to get to the parts I don't like. and let's be honest, FM24 and any FM before it was by no means without issues. But at least it was stable and I could feel immersed in my own save. I felt like I was the main character in my story. Now, I don't even know what the story is. I know that making this video is not going to change anything, although I hope it's going to help. I'm aware that we are going to remain with this UI and this game build for FM27 and future FMs also. I don't have a problem with it, I can get accustomed to it. But please, Sports Interactive, find a way to make me, to refrain from saying us, feel immersed again. Feel important again in our own stories. Football Manager is a glorified spreadsheet that allows me to take an unknown club to glory to beat the mighty Manchester Cities and Real Madrids of the world. It's a glorified spreadsheet that allows me to spend hours on setting up my staff and squad without pressing continue once. Oh wait, that reminds me. How come you, the game studio, removed the pressing of the spacebar feature? And then you acted like, hey, we added it back, thank you for your feedback. This is what doesn't make sense to me and unnerves me. The whole hype was built around how this game was going to be the best of its own generation. A new era. Brilliant, and you removed or buried features that made FM feel special, different. You removed a feature that's in the game since the dawn of time and didn't even blink. And you expected me, a player of your game for more than 20 years, to just disregard it. But I digress. I'm sad that we are in this situation, but I'm also hopeful. I'm hopeful that Sports Interactive is going to listen to the community, and I'm hopeful that the community is going to give time to the studio to sort everything out. I love the game, the Football Manager game in general. I'm playing it since FM 2006, and it would be sad to be forced to leave it only because of seemingly bad choices being made around it. As for the future of our channel, I already planned the content and we are going to see tactics videos moving forward. I don't think I'm going to play any of them, to be honest. I'm going to rely on holidaying most of the time, but the important thing is that in the end, the recreations I'm going to make are going to help you have fun in your saves. I would like to thank you all, the Kingdom of Stars community, for your involvement and for being here. It means a lot to me, and I really like making YouTube videos and I will continue to do it. The month of December is going to receive 1 or 2 uploads due to the holidays period, but then we are going to have more constant uploads on the channel. If you want to see anything in particular being made here, please let me know in the comment section. As for Football Manager 26 and Sports Interactive, I hope they are going to figure it out.